Now on to one of our other big stories. The king of pop has died. Michael Jackson, the pop music and dance innovator, passed away yesterday.
Before she leaves the public eye, Pastor Paula White-Cain has finally spoken out about Michael Jackson, and her words are already causing strong reactions across faith and entertainment circles. For a long time, she stayed silent about the king of pop, even though many people expected her to share her views. Now that she has spoken, questions are growing about why she chose this moment and what really pushed her to speak after so many years. Is this just a simple reflection on the past, or is there something deeper behind her message? Join us in this video as we discuss the details. Pastor Paula White-Cain breaks silence on Michael Jackson. At one of the most difficult moments in his public life, music superstar Michael Jackson reportedly found comfort and support from former baseball player Darryl Strawberry, a man who also knew what it felt like to face legal troubles and public criticism. Strawberry, who was connected to the Without Walls International Church in Tampa, visited Jackson during a weekend trip to the singer's famous Neverland Ranch in California. The visit quickly attracted attention because it happened while Jackson was dealing with serious accusations and intense pressure from the media. The trip reportedly included televangelist Paula White and associate pastor Rob Mallon. Jackson was said to have invited them after meeting members of the church earlier that year during a birthday event held for his father, Joe Jackson. Many people close to the situation stayed quiet afterward, and few details were shared publicly about what was discussed behind closed doors. During the visit, the group attended a gathering called "You Are Not Alone," a title connected to one of Jackson's well-known songs. Around 600 people reportedly attended the event. Several famous names were also present, including tennis champion Serena Williams, rapper MC Hammer, and comedian Eddie Griffin. The event appeared to focus on encouragement, faith, and emotional support during a difficult period in Jackson's life. At the time, Strawberry had been trying to rebuild his image and start a new chapter after years of personal struggles. Once known as one of baseball's brightest stars, he had also battled addiction and legal problems. After leaving prison earlier that year, he began sharing his life story publicly and often spoke about how faith helped him recover and change his path. Strawberry had spent 11 months in a Florida prison after violating probation connected to cocaine possession charges. Before his legal troubles, he had enjoyed a successful baseball career, becoming an 8-time All-Star and helping his teams win 2 World Series championships. Because of his past experiences, some believed he understood the emotional pressure Jackson was facing better than many others around him. Meanwhile, Jackson himself was facing major legal problems. The singer, who was 45 years old at the time, had been accused of several serious crimes involving a child under the age of 14. Authorities also accused him of giving an intoxicating substance to the child. Jackson strongly denied all accusations and continued to maintain that he was innocent. After turning himself in to authorities on November 20th, Jackson was released on a $3 million bail. Even after leaving custody, the singer remained under heavy public attention as news coverage of the case spread across television, newspapers, and radio stations around the world. Randy White, the senior pastor of the church, later explained that Strawberry also spoke with Jackson about handling the non-stop attention from the press. According to White, the purpose of the meeting was not to decide whether Jackson was guilty or innocent. Instead, it was meant to offer spiritual guidance and emotional support during a painful and uncertain period. White reportedly believed that Jackson needed counseling and ministry no matter how the case eventually turned out. He explained that if Jackson was guilty, then he needed help and guidance. But if he was innocent, he still needed support because of the emotional pressure, public attacks, and stress he had already experienced. The situation also sparked speculation about the role played by Paula White during the visit. Some observers believed Paula White had finally broken her silence about standing beside Jackson during one of the darkest moments of his career, even though she did not publicly reveal many details afterward. Jackson's spokesperson, Stuart Backerman, later confirmed that Strawberry attended the event at Neverland Ranch. However, he could not fully confirm what happened during the private meeting between Strawberry and Jackson. Even so, the visit became another major headline in the growing story surrounding Jackson's legal battle and the celebrities who remained close to him during the controversy. As Michael Jackson's fame reached unbelievable heights and his influence spread across the world, how did the King of Pop transform from a gifted child performer into the biggest entertainment icon of his generation? Let's find out. The rise of Michael Jackson. From child star to global pop icon, Michael Jackson is still known as one of the greatest entertainers in modern history. His impact on music and culture went far beyond songs. In many homes, especially Black families in America, his music, dancing, and life story were a big part of childhood and family memories. His work influenced TV shows, fashion styles, dance moves, and pop culture for many years across different generations. One popular project that showed his family story was a film called The Jacksons, An American Dream. This movie told how the Jackson family became famous. Many people watched it again and again in their homes. It showed the struggles and success of the Jackson family and helped young viewers understand how a small boy grew into the world-famous King of Pop. Older viewers also remembered his rise to fame and felt connected to his journey. One of the most famous moments in his career happened in 1983 during a Motown performance. While singing Billie Jean, Michael Jackson performed the moonwalk dance for a large TV audience. Many people were shocked because they had never seen a dance like that before. It looked like he was sliding backward on the stage without moving his feet in a normal way. That moment became one of the most talked about scenes in music history. The moonwalk became his special signature move and made him even more famous around the world. Michael Jackson was born on August 29, 1958. From a young age, people could see he had special talent. He grew up with his brothers Marlon, Jackie, Tito, and Jermaine. Together, they formed a music group called the Jackson 5. Their father, Joe Jackson, managed the group and helped them enter the music industry. In 1968, they signed with Motown, a very big music company at the time. This was the start of their journey into worldwide fame. The Jackson 5 became very popular because of their strong performances, catchy songs, and Michael's special voice. Even as a child, Michael stood out from the group. He had strong stage presence, confidence, and emotional singing. People loved watching him perform. Fans from different countries began to follow the group, and they became one of the biggest music groups of their time. As Michael Jackson grew older, he left the group to start a solo career. Many people were not sure if he would succeed alone, but he proved them wrong. In 1979, he released an album called Off the Wall after signing with Epic Records. The album was a huge success. Songs like Don't Stop Till You Get Enough and Rock With You became major hits and are still loved today. In 1980, he won his first Grammy Award, which showed he was becoming a major solo star. His biggest success came in 1982 with the album Thriller. This album changed music history. It mixed music, dance, and storytelling in a new way that people had never seen before. The Thriller music video looked like a short movie and had strong dance scenes and a horror-style theme. It became very popular all over the world. The album sold over 70 million copies and became the best-selling album in history, according to Guinness World Records. As Michael Jackson's journey unfolded from global fame into deep public controversy and scrutiny, what happens when attention turns from entertainment icons to modern-day spiritual figures like Paula White-Cain? Let's delve deeper. Public worship practices and controversies at the 2026 conference. The 2026 Unleashed conference, led by Paula White-Cain, became a topic many people talked about after the event ended. The meeting was held for worship, prayer, and teaching about God. Many people came to the place, and many others watched online too. But after the event, a lot of people started asking questions about how everything was done, and if it followed normal church teaching in a simple and proper way. During the service, there were many loud and emotional moments. People were shouting, praying loudly, and speaking in very strong spiritual ways. The leader on stage moved quickly from prayer to singing to speaking, without much calm time in between. The whole place felt very loud, hot, and full of strong emotions. Some people said it looked powerful, but others said it looked too wild and hard to understand. One big issue people talked about was speaking in tongues. This is when someone speaks in a spiritual language that others may not understand. At the event, this happened many times, but there was no clear explanation given after it. Many Christians believe that when this happens in public, someone should explain what it means so everyone can understand. Without explanation, people said it can become confusing for those who are new to church or do not know much about it. Because of this, some people felt the service was not clear. They said church should be a place where people understand what is going on, not a place where everything feels confusing. They believe when things are not explained, people can leave without learning anything useful. Some also said it may make visitors feel lost or uncomfortable. Another thing people noticed was how the leader controlled the service. She was often telling people to stand up, move forward, pray loudly, or respond in certain ways. Some people felt this was too forceful. They said church should allow people to decide in their own heart what they want to do, instead of feeling pushed or forced to act in a certain way during worship. There was also a lot of strong emotional speaking. Words like fire, heat, breakthrough, and release were used many times. These kinds of words are common in some churches, but some people felt they were used too much. They said when everything is very emotional all the time, it becomes hard for people to focus on calm teaching or simple understanding of the message. Some critics also said first-time visitors may not understand what is happening. A person who is new to church may walk in and see shouting, strong movement, and speaking in unknown words. They may not know what to think or how to react. Instead of learning about God, they may just feel confused or even scared. Because of this, some people believe the message of the church can be lost in the emotions of the moment. What deeper questions arise when attention shifts to how Paula White-Cain approaches money, prophetic declarations, and promises of financial breakthrough? Stay tuned for more. Fundraising methods, prophetic claims, and financial promises. Another big issue people talked about at the 2026 Unleashed conference, led by Paula White-Cain, was money. Many parts of the meeting were focused on asking people to give money to the ministry. The audience was told again and again to support different projects, including youth work and charity programs linked to people like Eddie James. The leader also set money goals and asked people to give fast and give big amounts if they could. Many people felt this money talk was too strong. They said the way it was done made people feel pushed. Some of the messages made it sound like if people do not give, bad things may happen to poor or weak people. Critics said this kind of message can make people feel afraid or guilty, even if they do not have money to give. They believe church giving should be free and from the heart, not from fear or pressure. Another thing people noticed was the idea that giving money will bring back big blessings. People were told to give money like planting a seed, and then God will give them money, success, or good life in return. These blessings were talked about in a general way, like better finances, family help, and personal freedom. Some people said this message is not safe because it can make people think giving money is like buying blessings. Critics also said this teaching can hurt people who are already poor or struggling. If someone does not have money, they may feel left out or think something is wrong with them. Some people believe life problems should not be explained only as a result of not giving enough money or not having enough faith. They say real life problems are often more complex and can come from job loss, sickness, or hard economic times. The conference also had messages about personal money problems. People who were struggling were told to think about their choices, say sorry for bad decisions, and ask God to fix their money life. Critics said this is too simple. They believe money problems are not always caused by bad choices. Sometimes people suffer because of things they cannot control, like no job, high prices, or family needs. There were also strong spiritual statements made over people during the service. The leaders spoke over individuals and made claims about their future. Some people were told they would live long lives, even past 90 years, and would not die early or get serious sickness. Critics said no human can promise things like that. They believe only God knows the future, and people should not make fixed promises about life and death. Leaving the controversy surrounding Paula White-Cain, how did the legacy of Michael Jackson and the way he raised his children continue to shape Prince, Paris, and Biggie as they built their own lives away from fame and pressure? Let's take a closer look. Michael Jackson's children, life, legacy, and their paths into adulthood. The three children of Michael Jackson, Prince Jackson, Paris Jackson, and Biggie Jackson, are now adults in 2025. Each of them is living a different kind of life, but they all still carry the legacy of their famous father. Even though they have grown up, they continue to attract public attention because of their family background. Prince Jackson was born on February 13, 1997, in Los Angeles. His mother is Debbie Rowe. When he was born, Michael Jackson expressed great joy and said becoming a father was one of the happiest moments of his life. Prince had well-known godparents, including Macaulay Culkin and Elizabeth Taylor. After Michael Jackson and Debbie Rowe divorced in 1999, Michael Jackson became the main parent and took full care of Prince and his sister Paris. Prince and his siblings spent most of their early years at Neverland Ranch. Their father tried to give them a happy and private childhood there. The ranch had animals, rides, and fun activities designed for children. To protect them from the media, Michael Jackson often covered their faces in public so they would not be recognized. This was done to give them a more normal life, away from fame. In 2009, Michael Jackson died at the age of 50. This was a very painful moment for his children. After his death, they were raised mainly by their grandmother, Katherine Jackson. Even though they were still in the public eye, the family tried to give them stability and support as they grew up without their father. Prince later studied at Loyola Marymount University and graduated in 2019 with a degree in business administration. He wanted to build his own path outside of music. He also enjoys motorcycles and runs a YouTube channel where he shares videos of his rides. He sometimes works on creative projects with his brother Biggie and their cousin. Prince also helped start a charity called Heal Los Angeles, which supports young people and families in need. During the COVID-19 pandemic, the group helped provide food to struggling families. Prince has shared that he thinks about his father often. He remembers Michael Jackson as a loving and protective parent. He has spoken about how his father was both strong and gentle at the same time, especially in the way he cared for his children. In 2025, Prince also announced his engagement to his longtime girlfriend Molly. They had been together for about 8 years before getting engaged. Paris Jackson was born on April 3, 1998. After her father's death in 2009, she faced serious emotional struggles. She dealt with sadness, low confidence, and mental health challenges during her teenage years. Later, she entered treatment in 2019 to focus on recovery and healing. Over time, she rebuilt her relationship with her mother, Debbie Rowe, and became close again with her brother, Prince. Paris has said she values independence and has learned to accept different beliefs while staying true to herself. Paris chose a different music style from her father. In 2020, she released her album Wilted, which has a soft folk sound. In 2023, she released another song called Band-Aid and said she had many more songs ready. She also works in modeling and acting. She has appeared in American Horror Story and Sex Appeal and has worked with fashion brands. Her career shows that she is building her own identity in entertainment. Paris has had public relationships, including an engagement in 2024 that ended in 2025. She later confirmed the breakup herself online. She has also been seen attending events with family members, including Janet Jackson. Biggie Jackson, born in 2002, is the most private of the three children. He was originally called Blanket, a name given by his father for protection. In 2015, he changed his name to Biggie. He stays out of the public eye and prefers a quiet lifestyle. He is close to his brother Prince and shares interests in science and science fiction. What do you think about Pastor Paula White-Cain's ministry? Share your thoughts in the comments section below. Thank you for staying with us as we explored the link between Pastor Paula White-Cain and Michael Jackson. If this deep dive into their story kept you engaged, don't forget to like and subscribe. Click the next video on your screen for more stories. See you there.